Welcome to another Pokemon Professor Review. And as you can see over here, we have a new Pokemon pal joining us, Sprigatito, in order to help us learn about exponents. Now, exponents are going to be a big deal as you get higher up into other levels of mathematics, later into algebra. So it's real important that you have a good foundation of what exactly exponents are. So here we have what's known as a power. A power consists of two parts. We have this part here, which represents the 2, represents our base, and this little raised number up in the top right, this represents our exponent. Okay, so this is sometimes called 2 to the 3rd power, 2 to the power of 3, or sometimes it's just called 2 cubed. Now, what exactly does it mean? This exponent represents the number of factors used in repeated multiplication. Okay, so we are talking about taking the same number and multiplying it in a repeated fashion. And how many times we multiply it, how many factors we use in that multiplication comes from the exponent. So since our exponent is 3, it means that we are going to have 3 factors. And those 3 factors will be made up from the base. So 2 cubed means we have 3 factors of 2. And then we go ahead and simplify those 3 factors of 2. Starting from left to right, 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 makes 8. And so, to simplify our exponents, we can turn them into their number of repeated factors, multiply them together to get its value. Or, the longer you go through mathematics, the more you're going to pick up on some of these powers that get used over and over and over again. And you'll begin to recognize them. Now, remember in an earlier video when we were talking about simplifying expressions, we used the acronym GEMMA. Grouping symbols, exponents, E, the exponents, M for multiplication, and A for addition. So let's look at simplifying expressions now when we have the exponent involved. Now we're going to look at numeric expressions. Simplifying algebraic expressions that contain exponents, that is saved for algebra. And when you get to this lesson in algebra, when you get to polynomials and quadratics, you'll begin to look at how to simplify expressions with exponents at that time. We won't do that here. We're just going to look at numeric expressions. Okay, we're going to do 2 examples. We have 26 minus 2 in parentheses divided by 3 plus 2 to the 3rd power. Sorry, 2 to the 2nd power. Now we must follow GEMMA, grouping symbols first. So when we look here, we do have parenthesis grouping symbols. These must go first. 26 minus 2 is 24. Bring down the division, bring down the power or the exponent. Now, some of you may be tempted to go straight into 24 divided by 3, but that is not the order of operations. What comes next are exponents. So I'm going to do 2 to the 2nd power first. So I get 24 divided by 3 plus 4. Now I move on to multiplication, which also includes division. So now I'm going to do this division part, which is 24 divided by 3, or 8, plus 4. Put those together, and you get 12. Okay. That's example 1. Hopefully this shows you how to apply those exponents in simplifying these expressions. We'll do one more example. (44 minus 4 squared divided by, parentheses, 14 minus 7. This is a good time. Pause the video, try this example yourself, and then start the video so that you can see if your work matches mine. Okay, welcome back. Hopefully you got a good answer for this, so let's see if your answer matches mine. Here we have grouping symbols. We actually have 2 groups of grouping symbols. So when we have 2 groups of grouping symbols, you actually end up with a couple choices. You could simplify the group. You could simplify one set of grouping symbols first and the other one second, or you could simplify each one of them independent of each other at the same time. Let's do one and then the other just to keep things as simple as possible. So let's do the first set of grouping symbols. Now, inside of these grouping symbols, notice we have 2 operations. We have subtraction and we have this exponent. We must still follow order of operations even when we're inside of grouping symbols. So that means the exponent has to come before the subtraction, or in other words, addition. So 4 squared comes first, and I get 44 minus 16. Now that I've taken care of the exponent, I can do the subtraction. 44 minus 16 makes 28. And now that I've taken care of the first set of grouping symbols, I can now take care of the second set of grouping symbols. 14 minus 7 is 7. And now I end up with 28 minus 7, which makes 4. So hopefully you got a 4 as well. So again, the most important thing you can understand here is that you understand what it means to have exponents. That exponents represent the number of factors used in repeated multiplication. That is a huge vocabulary definition that plays out in so many ways in algebra and higher level math classes. Truly understanding this meaning is going to help you conceptually through all of higher mathematics. Thank you for joining me for this session of Pokemon Professor Review. Watch the next video.